my gosh! Are you saying you've never seen a girl before?
Nope. Besides my grandpa, you're the only human being that I've ever seen. But Grandpa told me about girls. He told me that if I ever ran into a girl, that I should be as polite as I possibly could.
Hello everyone, I'm Johnny, and today we're going all the way back to 1986 and taking a look at the very first Dragon Ball episode. No matter what series got you into the Dragon Ball universe, Dragon Ball is very worth watching. And if you're an old man like me, you might even call it the best out of all the Dragon Ball series. Dragon Ball has a very different feel than the newer series, and episode 1 will connect you with many of the original concepts and inspirations behind the show. Goku himself was inspired by Sun Wukong, or the Monkey King, a main character in the 16th century Chinese novel Journey to the West. Creator of Dragon Ball, Akira Toriyama, also wanted to use elements from kung fu films, particularly those of Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan. The Dragon Balls, though powerful, able to grant any wish, were more of a device to send the characters on an adventure, without the wishes being as important. Bulma, for example, reveals her wish in the episode would be to get a perfect boyfriend, and Goku has no wish at all and is just happy to go on an adventure. The Dragon Balls are also just a great way to have characters locate one another, because Bulma has the Dragon Ball radar. She can track down the balls, and subsequently anyone who has one, or any adventure a ball might land them into. Child Goku is of course the most naive and careless Goku in all of the series. When Goku meets Bulma in the episode, he has never seen a girl, a vehicle, or even another human besides his deceased grandfather. Goku is, I believe, 12 here and Bulma 16. Despite attacking Bulma's car at first, thinking it was a monster attacking him, he readily decides to help Bulma because his grandfather taught him to be kind to women. I forgot that Bulma actually tries to shoot Goku several times in the episode, but he seems very forgiving for all of this. Also a great time to point out how amazing vehicles are in this series, often drawn with more detail than anything else. Bulma's Jeep seems to be closely inspired by a Suzuki Jimny, or Suzuki Samurai in North America. Those were very loved vehicles in their day. Later in the episode, Bulma will also introduce us to capsule vehicles. I think anyone who watches the series loves anytime anyone throws a capsule. The first capsule just happens to be one of the best, with Bulma throwing down one of the coolest anime motorcycles around, the Capsule 9 motorcycle. Though I don't think this motorcycle was inspired by any real-world designs, I'd imagine such wraparound glass would be a big issue in a crosswind. Goku for the most part remains pretty mysterious in episode 1, other than that you get to know he is wildly strong, knows martial arts, and is good-natured. He also uses his tail a lot more than I remember, which at times in this series has been a weakness for Saiyans. His tail use here grounds him more to the Monkey King inspiration for his character. We are also introduced in this episode to the pervy comedy that periodically pops up in this series and would come to define moments in the show and certain characters, primarily Master Roshi, who we have yet to meet. The episode will also introduce you to the world of monsters in the Dragon Ball universe. I do miss the original random, unknown monsters and villains of the original series. The anthropomorphic villains and side characters in Dragon Ball always had some of the best and unexpected lines, and would frequently just pop up out of nowhere, just to give Goku and the crew a hard time.
Hey! Stop being such a downer, baby! I'm in the mood for a Happy Meal!
Goku introduces his power pole here, and I believe its origin story will come later in the series. The power pole is another inspiration taken from Journey to the West, with Wukong also possessing a staff that could change size according to his will. Lastly, Emperor Pilaf is briefly introduced in the episode, who will become a comedic and great nemesis for Goku and the gang, and gets an interesting story arc in Dragon Ball Super. He is around in Dragon Ball GT as well, and responsible for turning Goku into a kid again, kicking off the whole storyline of that series. Pilaf has been a Dragon Ball character for as long as Goku. Alright, I'm Johnny. Thanks for watching and revisiting Dragon Ball, the first episode with me. Dragon Ball has a more of a universal appeal for anyone who's into anime. It's more of an adventure series rather than a martial arts or fighting series like it would evolve into. So if you're interested in checking it out, please do so. If you're a Dragon Ball fan but you haven't seen the original Dragon Ball, please do so. It's really worth watching. Anyway, if you want to support the channel, like or subscribe and blah, blah, blah. And most importantly, do have a nice rest of your day.